Chelsea sacked Tuchel because they were not performing well. They against Graham Potter because they were struggling. Right now, Super Frank is in, but there is no any improvement. Instead, Chelsea are still struggling. Remember, they haven't scored any goals since appointing Lampard as their new coach. And I think it's now time for Chelsea to sack these players. There is no need of having 29 players in a squad and they're doing nothing. Better sack them. Remain with somebody like Reece James, Golo Kante, Fernandes because he has shown exactly that he's a fantastic player. Mykhailo Mudryk, what kind of football are you playing? Thank you, Caicedo, for making it really hard for Chelsea to score a goal against Brighton. That midfield was fantastic. Welbeck, thank you again for silencing Chelsea and making it to a draw. Remember, Chelsea was defeated by Aston Villa 2-0 in their last game. They were again defeated by Real Madrid 2-0. And now Brighton defeating Chelsea 2-1. Cole Gallagher, do you actually think you scored a goal against Brighton? I'm afraid, but of course not. It was a deflection, but we're just counting because it has been a long time you people scoring a goal. Super Frank, your first lineup against Brighton. Why on earth can you rest Reece James and Golo Kante, yet you know exactly you're desperate and you needed those 3 points against Brighton? These are the kind of players that at least could have helped or assisted the team to find a way of scoring goals and having some confidence in your defense line. N'Golo Kante and Reece James are kind of players that will increase your stay at Stamford Bridge. Frank Chalobah, what kind of defense were you doing? What kind of defense is that? Are Chelsea players first of all training? Or maybe we're just saying Chelsea players are not performing well, yet they're not training because each and every time Chelsea players are playing in each and every game they have played of late, there's no connection between these players. Everyone is playing their own game, trial and error kind of football. Chalobah, even if you know you're weak and you cannot handle Mitoma, please just don't show the player you're weak. You're doing what Manchester United's Diego Dallo were doing again as Newcastle handling this player. What's the name of Saint Maxime? Saint Maxime. Make it a World War II if possible, but please just don't show them you cannot handle them. Can someone just tell us exactly what's the problem at Chelsea? Because you cannot tell us Chelsea are lacking the kind of players they needed because during the transfer season, Chelsea splashed their money all over Europe to sign the kind of players they wanted. Actually, they didn't want the players. They hijacked other clubs' deals. A good example, Mykhailo Mudryk. Mykhailo Mudryk was to join Arsenal, but Chelsea, because they had money, they decided to hijack the deal and stop the player from playing for the club he always dreamed of playing for. And actually, Chelsea denied Mykhailo Mudryk privileges of being in the top of the league throughout the season. See, right now is doing nothing at Chelsea. Can Chelsea just find something, some role, something else for Mykhailo Mudryk? Again, Chelsea are not playing Aubameyang. You cannot tell us right now that Aubameyang is not a good player or he still needs time. Aubameyang was in the Premier League before joining Barcelona, and actually he was among the top 5 best players for Arsenal before joining Barcelona. Again at Barcelona, Aubameyang was performing well, and Barcelona was willing to keep him if it wasn't for FIFA rules, and that's why they released the player to Chelsea. Right now, his career at Chelsea is death. What's actually happening at Chelsea? Why are players joining Chelsea behaving like they were not playing football wherever they were before joining Chelsea? Raheem Sterling, nowhere to be seen. His career is also death. Reason? Joining Chelsea. Lukaku, his career was dead. Why? He was playing for Chelsea. Tony Ibrahim's his career was death because he was playing for Chelsea. Right now, Lukaku and Tony Ibrahim's are doing really, really well in Inter Milan and Roma. Lukaku is scoring goals. While he was at Chelsea, you could have not differentiated between defender, a linesman, and Lukaku because Lukaku was all over the place doing nothing. Is Chelsea this kind of a person that if you are dating, you have to leave them for you to prosper? Because we've seen Lukaku prospering where he is, and again Tony Ibrahim's doing well at Roma. Right now, Chelsea losing is what actually they're doing in each and every game. Losing their last game again against Wolves. Who could have think that Chelsea was going to lose that game against Wolves? But Wolves decided to show that they can do better than Chelsea. Remember, Chelsea haven't played against Manchester City, against Newcastle, and they haven't played against Arsenal. And remember, they still have the second leg Champions League game against Real Madrid. Who actually do you think is supposed to be blamed for Chelsea poor performance? this season because it has been very, very poor season for Chelsea. Korea, overpaid player in the Premier League. Even if you're counting top 5 overpaid players in the Premier League, Kukurea must be in, be it at number 4, number 5, number 3, but Kukurea has to be in as a top overpaid player in the Premier League. Kukurea was a player of the year at Brighton, yes, because he is a low quality player who was having a good season, and again, maybe the players he was playing with during that time. Graham Potter was just at Chelsea the other day, but he was not using the player as a top 11 or the first 11 because he knew exactly what kind of player Kukurea is. Just signing Kukurea was just a mistake. Why on earth can you pay the double amount of money that Arsenal paid for Zinchenko? Yet right now it is very clear you cannot compare what Kukurea has done for Chelsea and maybe what he's going to do at Chelsea for the rest of his career and what Zinchenko is doing at Arsenal. Zinchenko is really a fantastic and an important player for Arsenal right now. If you count top 15 players for Chelsea, Kukurea cannot be among the top 15 players for Chelsea. On the other hand, top 5 players for Arsenal, Zinchenko has to be in. Now tell me, why did Chelsea have to pay that amount of money for Kukurea? I'm not saying Kukurea is not a good player. He is a fantastic footballer, but Chelsea is a big club and they can do better. I think Chelsea have a lot of problems right now and they have to be solved. One evidence that Chelsea have a lot of problems is Mason Mount not willing to extend his contract with Chelsea because he knows exactly Chelsea is no longer the Chelsea we knew before. Lukaku will be back, of course, at the end of the season. Is he going to score goals again the way he has been doing at Inter Milan? Or this number 9 curse at Chelsea is again going to destroy his career? Raheem Sterling was a fantastic player when he was at Manchester City. Right now at Chelsea, he is all over the place doing nothing. Raheem Sterling, can you just change maybe your new hairstyle? Maybe that's one of the reasons why you are not performing the way people expected you to perform at Chelsea. And I think Chelsea's this season is over because they'll be out of the Champions League. And them finishing at top 10 this season in the Premier League table is also an unbalanced equation. That's Chelsea you're talking about. And since it is football, we have to give Chelsea time. Maybe they are going to perform well next season because, to be honest, they have the kind of players they needed. Let us know in the comment section, who do you think is the problem at Chelsea? Do you think it's the management, ownership, or just players are not willing to play for the club? And what exactly do you think Chelsea should do in order to improve their performance next season? And if again you think I'm wrong, let me just know in the comment section why you think I'm wrong about Chelsea poor performance. Like this video, and if you are new to our channel, consider subscribing. We'll see you on our next one. Till then, stay safe.